Begin. Foxy Toon discarding the Beast, setting up with the Punk Seaman, grabbing our Shirakusai with Geonocta in the tournament. Droll in Lockbird. Now, this is not too big of a deal. The Shirakusai could still fuse and summon from the deck. We could still definitely set up Disruption under the Droll. Droll heavily disrupts Super Heavy Samurai and Mannadium, but not so much Punk. In fact, Punk could play Droll themselves to stop a Maxi and still set up some decent disruption. We have the Ghost Bell negating the Deer Note, reborning the Shirakusai, which would then synchro during the opponent's turn here. A good play. Now, the Roller Baller does nothing because we have no other Gold Pride. This is trash. We do have Negate Anything, a spell or trap that is, because we have the Rising Carp in the grave. So what do we negate? Does it negate the activation or the effect? Because it could negate the back row of Super Heavy Samurai, right? Let's read. When your opponent activates a spell / trap card or effect. So the effect of the spell or trap card being activated in the back row, which the Super Heavy Samurais, they do become spells in the back row, we will be able to negate. Searching for the Stealthy. Stealthy will be able to special summon, even if we don't have a Super Heavy Samurai on the field. There you go. That is going to be our negate. Negate and destroy. Getting rid of the Wakushi. Discarding a lot of people say, I've been reading this, what do I do with Scales in my hand? Exactly this. You could Pendulum Summon it, or you discard it with the Scarecrow, and then there you go. Instead of summoning it from the deck, just discard it. Reborn from the grave, Peacemaker onto our Scarecrow. Now, would it have been better to negate this? Yeah, but they would probably have a Baron to 4 before you would even be able to negate that play. Summoning our Wakushi from the deck here, which will put itself into the Pendulum Scale. We're going to Chainlink block the Soul Piercer with the Wakushi, so it does not get ashed, not that we even have one. And now we have our Baron to floor, and we have nothing. We have no disruption. The Baller does nothing. The Dragite already activated to negate. Does Boda win this turn? Baron to floor, get poppin'. Setting up our second Pendulum Scale. We're also going to be searching for our Soul Piercer. We could Pendulum Summon if we want to. First, we're going to be making our Stealthy into Scales, making our Ballista. Ballista search for the box. Box search for a Tunneler. Very well done. And now we are Pendulum Summoning onto the field here for our 4 negate Apollo USA at 3,200 attack. We got the booster, which could summon itself onto the field alongside the Wakushi to make a Borreload Savage Dragon if we're playing it. Yeah, that is the scoop. The Borreload was going to be made, I'm pretty sure there. Very well done. Good job, Boda. The power of Super Heavy Samurai. Setting up with our Extreme Jam session. This is where we Veil and do not Max C. Okay. What do you do off here? The Ogre Dancer could discard a Search, and then we could use the field spell to banish the Ogre Dancer to summon it onto the field here. Also drawing a card off of the activation of the Shirakusai, getting our emergency teleport play. Summon from the deck as we are now under Max C, drawing per special summon. So you have to set up something very simple, which would be Madame Search Trap, end our turn. We got Disruption. This is it. We end our turn. And we also draw a card. Draw with the field spell again. And with the Gabu, we are able to, this is negate a monster on the field. So target an effect monster, so it does not target back row, get ready to negate. We're still summoning under Max C. What are we doing? Why? We had negate, we had Bestials. I guess another problem with the meta right now is if you're playing against Mannadium or Super Heavy Samurai and they Max C you, you actually can't end on one negate. You are definitely going to lose next turn. So we have to, Max C is such, we have to take Max C challenge against Super Heavy Samurai. And I think that's kind of toxic. Grabbing our Better Luck Next Time, which the Droll could turn off our own Max C and the Better Luck Next Time from adding a card from the deck. But we don't Droll. No Droll, allowing him to add that Captain Carry. We don't Droll again. Captain Carry's going to get us the trap that's going to disrupt your plays. So we are really playing for that Max C. I don't know if this is a mistake or what. Was it a good idea to allow them to get their Start Your Engines, which is a double disruption built into one card? Could have drolled the carry here. Lubellion still under Max C. Setting up a Branded Spell Trap card into our back row here. Did we just draw into that Veiler? Yes, we did. Draw into Veiler on the summon of the Lubellion. to negate that Lubellion. So let's talk about the disruption we're going to have here. I can't believe we're still special summoning. Unfreaking believable. A Ghost Ogre is going to stop it. Attempting to summon the Seaman from the hand, not allowing it. And the Chariot also summons during the end phase under Max C. Oh my gosh. We are still going. So we're going to be searching the Serenir. It's optional summon, I believe. There, get to draw, but we get to draw also by returning ourselves back in the extra deck. Now, was it optional to summon? I'm curious. Return this to... You have to summon if you're going to return it. Yep. Wait, is this mandatory? I don't think you even have an option. During the end phase, if the previous effect is activated, you have to return this card, and you have to special summon under Max C. Damn. Okay, so we do have the ability to disrupt the summon and then go and do a fusion summon, which could then suck up the entire field of monsters. We can negate any card in the field that's a monster. Let's go. When do we disrupt? Wakushi is here, not activating the start your engine, not that you should. We have Stealthy, which is a free special summon as we now go into our Scarecrow. This could be a good option to start your engine right now. But instead, we're going to use Baldrake. Baldrake to banish. Wait, we're doing both? Double disruption on one summon. Okay, this will destroy and attempt to banish it, but it will be destroyed. Interesting. Reveal 3 Gold Prides, come forward, summon our Leon. Leon, if we activate it to reborn a monster from the graveyard, locking us into Gold Pride only. Now, the Gold Pride plays only here. We have triple disruption. We can negate a monster, we could fuse and suck up the entire field of monsters, and we could synchro to pop one monster on the field. So this is it. This is the Gold Pride way. Chaining Leon to the Regulus, which will be an Omni Negate. Syncering with the Captain Carry into the Star Leon. Now, the Regulus can negate the Star Leon, but what if you Chain Link block the Star Leon? The Carry says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you could activate its optional effect, putting it on Chain Link 2. Thus, the Regulus cannot negate the Leon, dealing with the Regulus. So we're dealing with an Omni Negate that can't negate. So activate Leon Chain Link. Wait. Okay, incorrect. Correction. The Leon's not a trigger effect. I thought the deck was better than it was. The trigger effect is the Prince Baller. So we actually could not carry Chain Link 2, block it because it's a quick effect. This is just going to get negated, though, isn't it? Oh, my gosh. We can't... Oh, no. Did we have to negate before it negates because it tributes itself off the field, so thus we can't negate it? Thus, again, Gold Pride cannot go into the Giant Fusion play? Come on! Star Leon? Why didn't you Star Leon on Regulus before doing this? Damn. That sucks. We still have our negate. Scarecrow number 2, which we will be able to negate on its discard. This is a hard once per turn, right? Yep, hard once per turn. So the fusion's a trigger, the Leon's a quick effect. You could Chain Link block the fusion, but the fusion can't be negated anyway. But it could be chain destroyed by Ghost Ogre, which does stop it. Gabu going to negate the Scales. Not reborning a monster from the graveyard here. And I think we're out of disruption. That is it. We used up our Baldrake with our Start Your Engine. This is going into a Baron to Floor. And the bike is not a light or dark, so the Jerusalem does not stop it. But we're going to banish the Effect Veiler anyway. No, before it could be negated from being summoned, I guess. That could make sense. Yep, Leon already used its play, and we got nothing. Baron de Floor. We have our Pendulum Shokan, which we could summon our entire hand. And one card from the extra deck. Everything but the Ash has been summoned, now making our Baron de Floor double Omni Negate. Equip it up, ready to negate. As we now have Sprite Elf, but we set up our monsters into the wrong zone, so it's not going to be able to make them untargetable. Reborning our Motorbike, Baron de Floor, pop in the Better Luck next time, which would be triggered off the Leon, returning itself back into the extra deck during the end phase to draw a card. Wipe up the field here. Captain Carry boosting up the Leon, which will be spun back in the end phase through its mandatory effect. Negate, keeping it on the field. I think that's a mistake. That's your one and only negate, and This is going to just pop your card now. Huh. I don't know about that. It's disruption. You just have Baron to floor. We're going to be truing the Druiswarm for our Lubellion, which will force out the Baron to floor. Send the Baron, negate the Druiswarm, and now we just have Ash. We had double Omni negate, now we just have Ash. Lubellion setting up into the back row, our Branded Beast, tributing our Baldrake to wipe out the Elf, forcing it to activate, reborning a Motorbike, as the Leon is going to pop the Elf, but the Elf is not balanced like Dark, where you have to summon it to where it points to. This doesn't actually stop it. You'd think that Elf would have to require that, but yeah, they forgot to add that in. Tracker from the deck here. Tracker is going to be something we could synchro with, I'm sure. Making our Amazing Dragon on summon, spinning 3 cards in the field back into the hand. Punk Seaman's going to boost up our Amazing Dragon by plus 600 as we return 3. Just a Baron to floors left. Rusting a triple tactics talent into our hand, which we could take control of the Baron to floor for lethal damage with 10,000 damage on the field. Now over 13,000 damage. Popping the scale, and just like that, taking this into game number 3. Yeah, there are some questionable things here. Using the Start Your Engine and the Baldrake on the same summon, and I think not using Star Leon before the Princey Baller, so the Prince Baller play would have not been disrupted, but very well done from both players still. I'm happy to see some Gold Pride, and I want to see more. Let's get to it. 2 different combo starters, setting up with the Wakashi, searching our deck for the Soul Piercer. Soul Piercer is going to be our normal summon here. Into more hand traps, possibly? Yeah, Veiler. What's great about Veiler is it can be used more than once per turn. So multiple Veilers with you drawing with Tunneler, it's a very good card to be playing. Maxi, Veil, Ogre, Ash, Baron to floor, triple negate on the Apollo, say about 8 disruptions. Let's do it. TTT is going to help a lot. RP Feather Duster, not going to protect our back row. Why should we? Lubellion with the search. Apollo with what we believe is a free negate. But you think it's free, but it's actually allowing the triple tactics talent to now be activatable. Forcing out the Baron to floor negate. No, we're drawing 2 instead, which we then get to use our Ash instead. Damn. Cherikusai's dead. We're dead. T-set. Pass. Back to you. We got our Motorbike searching for our Wakashi. Let's speed this up. Setting up our Pendulum Scale. So we kind of helped them by Harpy Feather Dusting because the Wakashi can't special summon unless there's no Benki in our back row. Now, Baron to floor could pop your own Benki to then make the Wakashi play, but then it's not popping your own card. Overload Savage Dragon as we scoop this up. And just like that, we are hopping into another match. Thank you, Rainbane. Thank you for bringing the Gold Pride. Thank you, Boda. Right card searching for our rival to reborn a monster from the graveyard. We're now going to be maxing before the Link summon. And because we have the Twin Saw, we can pop 2 cards on the field here. When do we get popping? Motorbike searching for our Soul Piercer normal summon play. Now we hit him with the Maxi to not play into a Gamma. This is why you want to wait for them to have a body on the field. Into now making our Scarecrow. Scarecrow versus Scareclaw. Grabbing our Wakashi, now discard a card to reborn the Soul Piercer as the droplet negates. Sending our extra Maxi that we do not need. And you know, you still have to play under Maxi, so what are we going to do? Generally, you'd make a Baguska and pass. Wakashi committing further into the Maxi challenge, setting up the Benki, special summoning onto the field. Twin Saw. You could wait for the Benki to activate before you pop it. But we're popping it up early, and just like that, completely ending their turn. 0 attack, Scarecrow. It truly is a Scareclaw deck. You maxied me, I maxi you, but we could go into lethal damage, right? Uh-oh, Droll is going to stop the lethal play and turn off your own maxi, though. So turn off your Max C, but they can't continually add. Maybe it's a good idea. Turned off the field spell, turned off the Tryhard, continually adding. Yeah, as you can see, their field's not that great. The right card also wasn't able to be searching, so we didn't even bother summoning it. So the Droll turning off your own Max C was correct. You got Super Poly. When and what are we Super Polying into? What the heck is this? Dragon Synchro plus a Warrior. Okay, Dragon Synchro plus a Warrior. Baron to Floor and Borreload. Okay. If you summon Baron to Floor and Borreload, we fuse them together. That's pretty good. Dragon Synchro and Warrior monster. Okay, but we're gonna Super Poly into a Garura. That's gonna be triggering the Soul Piercer, grabbing the booster, which could boost itself onto the field by equipping onto the Wakashi. We have no more disruption. Baron to Floor and Dissipator is another combo there, yes. So Dissipator or the Borreload. As we're now making a huge Sargass. Sargass searching for the Therion. So Sargass is another way, in addition to the Cliff Fort, to grab our Therion. And now we have our Omni Negate, and we can go into a 4 Material Zeus. So it's not just searching for Therion, it's Quadra Material Zeus. Grabbing a Stealthy for that free special summon, equipping the Peacemaker onto it. Are we out of Scareclaw? Scarecrows? Did we already go through 2, or we're only playing 1? We already went through all 2. Summoning the Scales from the deck, reborning the Piercer, making our Clifford Genius. Now the Piercer is going to be grabbing our Wakashi that can be used with our Benki, but we don't have enough bodies in the hand to trigger the Clifford. So by summoning just 1, to battle we go, protecting the Lightheart with the Arrival Banish. So we don't have lethal damage here. The Garura, if destroyed, anyway sent to the graveyard, will activate to draw a card. Ooh, Super Poly. Do we have a Super Poly play? Double Field Wipe Zeus plus an Omni Negate on the Regulus. So let's see if we could Super Poly fuse it up. Right card grabbing our Arrival to reborn a monster from the graveyard as we search for the Field Spell. Field Spell could grab a Vsauce if we're playing it. We believe Scareclaw does play Vsauce. Therion Regulus negating the search with the Field Spell. Maybe also searching a regular Scareclaw monster. Did not chain Droplet. Now, if you chain Droplet to the negate, you obviously can't send your own Field Spell without stopping your own Field Spell. Reborning the Rykart, Shokan into the Anaconda. I mean, Zeus is going to wipe it up. Wipe up the field before activating. Droplet is going to send, but not send a monster because we don't have a monster. So Zeus could just wipe the field again in response to the Droplet or on the Resolution. No, not on the Resolution. You have to chain to it because it would be negated. Double field wipe it up. Oh boy, there goes our Anaconda play. And then we have our combo starter. 1-card combo. Let's go. Damn. All right, let's hop into the final match. Starting off with our special summoned Fenrir, grabbing our Scareclaw Kashtira. We got our Ball and Fenrir making a Masquerena. Okay, sure. Banishing the Fenrir from the grave so that we could link off with the Masquerena. Not a great turn 1. Quite bad. We have more than one way to stop the Max C. And if you droll against Branded, it's not that good. Gee, that's very loud. Ash is going to negate as we hold on to the Crossout Designate. My monitor just turned off. What is going on? Sending from the deck Albaz and Lubellion, which makes you susceptible to a DD Crow or a Bestial play because you are reliant on that Albaz still being in the graveyard, where if you were to make a Lubellion instead, it does not matter if it's banished. Now Masquerena is going to link off right here, right now, into our Unicorn to spin a card on the field back into the deck. This is not very good. It's going to force the Mirror Jade, I guess. Sure, we really don't have anything else. Oh, okay, we're going to spin the Albion, stopping the Lubellion summon from the grave instead of forcing the Mirror Jade activation. Goodbye to Masquerena as we summon our Serenir to then tribute it for our Lubellion, which we tried to stop it from being summoned. The Albion does not get to search during the end phase if we're even going to make it to an end phase. As the Lubellion now sets up a Branded Regain to banish the Unicorn off the field, then return it back in the extra deck to draw a card with our Regained. So Mirror Jade has been used up and will not be activating next turn again. Albion will be setting up a back row card. No, it's going to be adding Branded Fusion. Okay, what about Branded Banishment? Well, no, that was Retribution. Retribution, okay. We have Opening. Opening turned into Disruption recently by being able to summon a Quem. Quem could then reborn your Mirror Jade if you have a way to get it into the graveyard or if your opponent does. Branded, opening it up. We're going to be maxing as the Quem gets summoned onto the field, but we could instead add it to the hand if we want to. As we cross out Designate the Maxi, ensuring that it will be summoned onto the field here. Now, if a card leaves the extra deck, we are going to be able to reborn a monster from the grave, but what can we really do? We could reborn Albaz to fuse with the opponent's field. Yeah, that's something. So if you Right-Heart into Lightheart, that will trigger the Quem to fuse with your Lightheart. You now can't add with the Right-Heart. You also can't add with the Lightheart, which you would just be adding the field spell. Triggering the Regained on your summon to reborn our Serenir, battling into the Quem before we link off our Right-Heart, which we're not going to even bother doing. The Mirror Jade is now activatable as we now have a set up a back row Branded Beast. Mirror Jade banishing the right card off the field, triggering the Regain to return it back in the deck to draw a card. Open field, lethal damage as Branded takes out Mannadium. Yeah, Mannadium. He summoned a ball turn 1, yeah? It is Mannadium. Mannadium has fallen to Branded just for game 1. Let's take this into game number 2. Let's set this up. Reinforcement of the army, grabbing our Rhymeheart, which... You know, we have the mindset of you want to bait negates, right? You want to bait the hand trap. That has been the way we've always been playing. But Droll and Lockbird is screwing that up. It's causing an inverse reaction. Instead of baiting negates, you actually want your first search to be your best search so that when they Droll you, you're still good. But, you know, so the reinforcement in that aspect, not a good idea. Pop the Meek, Rhymeheart activating to search our deck. Meek will be special summoning itself onto the field. Every time it gets popped more than once per turn, it can summon another Meek from the deck and make it a level 4 tuner. We have the Obsidian, which will pop and then search for a field spell. You can't pop the ball really more than 2 times because you run out of balls. That's it. And now with the field spell, you want to pop the ball, but we won't summon a ball from the deck. The field spell will still reborn the ball from the graveyard, though. That is okay. The ball's going to be stuck at level 2, though. Lightheart grabbing our Scareclaw field spell, which generally could be grabbing our Starfrost, but we already have one in the hand. Obsidian special summoning our Starfrost from the hand, so we don't have to pop a card in the field, making our Baron Deflor. Can't Nibiru now, and I mean... Didn't we have Nibiru before Baron? What was it? Like, Ball, Rhymeheart... Lightheart was like 7 summons. Oh gosh. Yeah, we forgot to do that. That is unfortunate. We're going to be drawing a card in addition to searching the Arrival. Trisukta is going to be reborning a level 2 from the graveyard to now make our Vsauce Amatera to grab our Reframing, the Omni Negate Trap. Is what I thought that we would do, but instead we're making a Chaos Angel. Okay. Chaos Angel used with a light and dark monster, so it is protecting your monsters from monster effects, and also they can't be destroyed by battle. Vicious Astrolabe triggering the Cross Sheep to now make a level 10 Synchro or a Apollo USA instead. Some people are playing Chang Ying, not everyone. So that also could have been a Chang Ying play, but it could have not been a Dissipator. You have to make the Excel Star to Synchro to make a Dissipator. Now we attempt a Nibiru, just wasting off one of the negates of the Apollo USA. And only Apollo would be tributed because the Chaos Angel is protecting the Baron Deflor and itself from being affected by the Nibiru. Let's see if we can break this field. Albaz attempting to fuse with the opponent's field, can only fuse with the Apollo USA here. Apollo negate, free negate, now down to 800. We probably should battle over the Apollo, as we choose to do, but actually I take that back. Don't do that because it's indestructible by battle. Huh. What do? We end our turn. We had no other play anyway. Branded Banishment attempting to reborn the Quem as the called by fingers the Quem, stopping the fusion summon, and the Baron Deflor keeps its negate. Now, the Chaos Angel is only protecting you from monster effects, not from trap or spells, which it could have fused with our field if it had the possibility to do so. Ash negate the Rhymeheart Search, and Apollo USA using its final negate. Now, let's please wrap up this duel as we take this into game number 3. The Imaginings reveal the Vsauce or a Mannadium monster. Return a card back after drawing 2. Baron to floor, get poppin'. Open field over 9,000 damage, taking this into a final game 3 duel. All right, Branded going first. Let's see what we can do. We are Fusion deploying our Cartesia onto the field here to play around Impermanence or Veiler. We have a lot of things here. We have negate a special summon. We have Cartesia fuse into a we could make the Dragostapelia monster negate, then reborn the Mirror Jade for a monster banish. So that's triple disruption there. And then we have duplication copying the effect of the Branded Fusion. Let's see what we do. We're doing it right here, right now. Copy the Branded Fusion. We're setting up the puppet lock. Oh gosh, but we have called by. And you don't have Branded Lost, which would have made it so they can't chain the called by to your fusion summon. So what would happen here is you could be thinking they don't have the Sanctifier Dragon, right? So they would be able to call by anyway. No, you fusion summon, can't call by. And then in response to the Sanctifier's own fusion summon, you then Sanctifier summon the puppet. But, it looks like our field's kind of locked anyway from even being able to do it. You do have to summon a monster on both sides of the field. But, we just fuse their own field. Maximus would have been the fusion summon, right? You have Dragostapelia. No. So called by does not stop this if you had a Branded Lost. So do understand that. The Branded Lost, without even having to think, would stop it. Return the puppet back into the deck, get drawn. So, why did we not set up the Lost? Imaginings reveal Mannadium monster. Draw 2, return a ball back in the deck. Very well done. Good for summoning the balls in the deck here. Searching for our Rhymeheart. We have Scareclaw Kashtira. Special summoning itself onto the field, not costing our normal summon. Triggering the Gangrenol to summon a monster from the extra deck. We're going to be chaining that Max C, which we should be drawing off of Quem also. And even Cartesia. So this Max C is draw 1, 2, 3. A very good Max C. You also have triple tactics talent, take control. Why not fuse? Well, it's non-target. We don't know what they're taking control of. Now we have our own Dragostapelia for monster negating, forcing out nothing because the Quem is not going to be chaining to it, can't chain to it. Regained is going to be reborning the Magna Hut. So now Quem can't re-summon the Mirror Jade for another monster banish, which we wasted on our own turn. Magna Hut activating a search for a dragon during the end phase, popping our ball with the Obsidian to search for the field spell, triggering the ball to summon a ball from the deck here. Now, the ball already used its hard once per turn of special summoning if we control the right card or a Vsauce. Grabbing our Starfrost, we're going to link off the Scareclaw Kashtira into the Lightheart, which will be searching for the Scareclaw field spell search. The right card did not special summon yet, which we are blocking our summon because the right card can only be summoned adjacent to a Scareclaw. You have to be careful behind your extra monster zone, which is generally the place that there's going to be a Scareclaw for you to want to summon your right card to. And we do have Obsidian to summon it anyway. But, still ideally you would want to summon it through its own effect. We're going to be negating the Vsauce Starfrost with the effect of the Retribution, returning 2 cards in the graveyard back in the deck. Now we have Rhymeheart popping the ball. There's no more balls in the deck to summon, but the field spell will reborn the ball from the grave. Also Chainlink blocking the Rhymeheart from an Ash. What is the Rhymeheart search in here? A reframing to be used in the next turn. Now as we make a Baron to floor, freeing up the room behind the Lightheart so we could field spell search. And then summon our right card, which is, okay, another Starfrost. This is a hard once per turn, but with the Obsidian, we could special summon it onto the field and make another level 10 Synchro. We could make a Chaos Angel. And the field spell allows us, because there's 3 monsters in the field that are in defense, we could pop any card on the field. Pop in the Mirror Jade. Are we negating? We did not negate its field wipe during the end phase. Are we even making it to the end phase? Now, you could be thinking, if you make a Chaos Angel, you don't get wiped out by Mirror Jade. You still lose your field. Your field is gone from the activated Mirror Jade, even with Chaos Angel making you unaffected from activated effects because it's a lingering effect. Chaos Angel on summon, banishing the Coritis. Quem is no longer negated because there's no Dragostapelia. You need the Dragostapelia on the field in order for the counter to be negating. Now that Mirror Jade is activatable again to banish any monster on the field. As I was saying, that Max C, the earlier Max C'ing in the turn, being able to keep on drawing off of their special summons here. Baron de Flor negating the Coritis from summoning an Albaz, which would then activate Diffuse with the opponent's field. Now, the Chaos Angel is protecting the Baron de Flor and itself from being fused into. I guess the fuse would have been with the Lightheart. I'm not sure if this was a correct negate. Arrival arrived back in the field, our right card from the graveyard. Imagining's turning one of them into a tuner. This is going to go into the Excel Starter Synchro into a Dissipator. Mirror Jade is going to banish, stopping that play. You do not get to turn the right card into a tuner here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Linking this off into a Cross Sheep, into the Astrolaud, which will pop a card in the field. Rin Brum, before summoning the Astrolaud, is going to be summoning that Albaz to get fusing. But then he was like, wait a second. How do I fuse into Mirror Jade if I already have a Mirror Jade and Mirror Jade says there could only be one Mirror Jade on the field? So we didn't have anything to fuse with the Cross Sheep into. Albaz summoned for no reason. Astrolaud on summon will be Chain Link blocking the Cross Sheep. You could Ash the Cross Sheep as the Astrolaud pops the Mirror Jade and the Cross Sheep reborns a level 4 lower from the graveyard here. Meek is here. And we also get a full field buff boost plus 700 attack. Lethal damage, 0 attack because of the Coritis reducing all non-fusions to 0 attack, which our Chaos Angel was making us unaffected from. Damn.